It's Overreaction Monday here on Seahawks Today. I know that yesterday sucked, but believe me, we still believe in the Seattle Seahawks team. If you stand up, if you stand with me, get in that comment section, spam us if you are all in on your Seattle Seahawks. They need our support. Let's show it to them. We'll get started with Overreaction Monday here on Seahawks Today. Let's begin with the idea that I saw thrown out there by many of our Seahawks Today viewers that had me just shaking my head. Benching Geno for Drew Lock. Overreaction, definitely. That's, first off, it's not happening. The biggest reason why the Seahawks lost yesterday was not Geno Smith. Although Geno played poor, he did not play well. The idea that things would have been any better yesterday with Drew Lock as opposed to Geno Smith is just flat out absurd. Okay? It would not have gone any better, probably would have gone much worse. The 2 picks Geno had, that might be 3 or 4 if Drew Lock's in that circumstance, if we're being completely honest with you. Geno had over 300 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 27 of 41 through the air. It was not a good day for him. Drew Lock has played a little bit this year. We saw him fill in for Geno Smith in that game against the Giants when Geno was out for a minute and played relatively well. Was able to lead the Seahawks on a touchdown drive off a big pass from Noah Fant. But at the end of the day, this is still Geno Smith's team, and one game is not going to change that. That should not be the case. This is still Geno's job. I still believe in Geno. You should believe in Geno. Everything's going to be okay. Of the issues that we have to figure out, quarterback's not one of them. Seahawks are going to be fine there. So I'll let you get a chance to sound off in this comment section. If you're with me and your team Geno, because we've been very pro Geno Smith on this show for a long time, spam G in that comment section for Geno Smith. If you're, whatever reason, wanting Drew Lock, tell me why you want Drew Lock. Type D in that comment section. It's our pinned comment today. Let us know why. Number 2 on Overreaction Monday. Did Charles Cross come back too early from injury? That, my friends, is not an overreaction. Look, the offensive line struggled, and Charles Cross could not keep his feet moving at the pace we typically see from Charles Cross with what the Bengals pass rush was delivering. Now, you look at the grades from Charles Cross, this is not like a performance that has you beating your head against a window type grades, but it wasn't what Charles Cross is fully capable of. That wasn't the number 9 overall pick Charles Cross we saw yesterday with grades in the 60s, allowing 4 QB hurries. He just wasn't up to snuff. Maybe he was back too quick. I know that the Seahawks offensive line as a whole didn't play well, but I expected more out of Charles Cross, that if you were going to bring him back, that he would play more to his full potential than what we saw yesterday as far as that goes. More on Overreaction Monday in a moment, but first, today's show sponsored by Odds Are. Now, I got to tell you, Odds Are, first and foremost, it's not a betting service. It's AI technology gives you the bets they recommend making. Because let's be fair, luck is not strategy. They don't take your bet, they make you better at betting. So here's what we are offering Seahawks Today viewers. If you download Odds Are, the link is in the comments in the description of today's video, oddsr.com/NFL Daily. We are giving you a free 30-day trial to see if you like Odds Are or not. And it's not just NFL. They have MLB action and other sports of bets that they recommend. Let's go back over some of the things from this weekend. They recommended taking the over in the Miami-Carolina game. They smashed the over of that one. Hit that one big time. If you're listening to Odds Are, you made money this weekend on that front. Meanwhile, that Baltimore-Tennessee game, they were hesitant. That's what the yellow means. Green means go. Yellow's a little hesitant. Red means stay away. They were hesitant about if Baltimore would cover the spread. They ended up covering. But then on the over-under scenario, the over-under was 41.5. They warned about there, and they had a very accurate warning on that front. Meanwhile, with Dallas and Los Angeles tonight, Monday Night Football, they're saying just stay away from this game completely. Hold on to your money for next week, and maybe we'll be betting on your Seahawks. Check out Odds Are now. Download it today. Luck is not strategy, folks. Check out Odds Are. Get that 30-day free trial now. Link is in the comments and description of today's video for that free 30-day trial. Next, an Overreaction Monday. The Seahawks can't win the NFC West. That's what some of the haters and the losers and the naysayers out there are saying. And I am here to tell you that this is an overreaction. It's way too soon to count out our Seattle Seahawks. They hate us because they ain't us, folks. One game does not change the picture for the Seattle Seahawks. You know why? The Niners ended up losing to the Browns yesterday. Everything is still in front of this Seahawks team. Sure, you added a loss to the resume, but so did San Francisco. You're in the exact same position you were before. You lose 17-13. The Niners lose a game to the Browns that they had no business losing, 19-17. Rams and Cardinals played a divisional game against each other. The Rams won. And here we are. We look at the NFC West standings. You still have to play San Francisco twice later this year. And what do you know, folks? There it is. Still right there. One game. It sucks. It was a painful loss. It was a game I feel the Seahawks should have won, but it doesn't change the course. Does not change the course of action that's ahead for this Seattle Seahawks team. Everything is still in front of them. Stay optimistic. Stay positive, folks. It can happen. Will the Seahawks win the NFC West? What do you think? Y for yes, N for no. Remember at this time last year, the Seahawks were leading the division and didn't pull it off. So maybe a little reverse psychology of some sorts. Chime in and tell us what you think. Folks, we had a hell of a time on our watch party yesterday. Myself and Smitty, despite the loss, we definitely entertained, if I'd say so myself. We're bringing you daily coverage. We're, in fact, bringing you more Seahawks videos than ever before here on the channel. So why don't you come on in and stay a while. Subscribe to Seahawks Today. Let's see if we can get at least 20 subs off today's video. That's the challenge for the 12s out there today. Can you guys make it happen? Join the family. Don't miss a moment. Stay tuned right here to Seahawks Today. Number 4 on Overreaction Monday. The red zone offense, a concern. You better believe it is a concern after what we just witnessed. The final sequence of that game was tough. I was talking to Smitty before the show, and he was telling me that Father Smitty was saying, you talk about overreactions, any coach that can't get to the end zone on the 3-yard line on 2 attempts just needs to be fired. Now, we're not firing Pete Carroll. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Father Smitty. There's a lot to learn from of what we witnessed over the weekend, but it's not something that they can't overcome. It is a red flag. We're waving the red flag, definitely. You know, like all cars are stopping on the racetrack when you lose that type of game in the fashion that it was. But it's not something that you can't look back from, and when the same opportunity arises in the future, that you don't learn from it and do something differently. So, yes, concerned? Definitely. But you can move forward from here. Think about those final 2 possessions. When we try to find those causes and effects, I think I learned something about that in philosophy class in college. The causes and effects. Here's one thing I point to particularly. Think about this. This game didn't come down to time, okay? They had time on the clock, and yet they only ran it twice in those final 2 possessions. 2 carries, and all they got was 6 yards from Kenneth Walker. That was it. Run the damn ball, please. They got away from the run game. Stop doing that. I don't need Geno to throw 40 times in a game. Definitely don't need Drew Luck to do that either. Who is the most to blame for the Seahawks' loss against the Bengals? Play the blame game. Get in that comment section. Drop me a name. Who was the most to blame? Let us know. Last but not least, the loss will help this team. Pete Carroll said so in his postgame news conference. And at first, I'm like, okay, sure. Coaches speak, whatever. But think about this. When you win football games, you kind of glare over your problems because everything else feels good. But losses expose your weaknesses. And what we saw in particular, getting away from the run game, the decisions that were made in the red zone, the lack of scoring in those situations there, those are things that you should learn from, that you are supposed to move forward and get past those things. So Pete Carroll, I'll show you what he said here. He may be onto something. He said afterwards in his postgame news conference, but man, we were so close to winning that football game. Give the Bengals credit. They hung in there and got it. But I love the way we played today. I know we had our penalties and we had some stuff, and there's always stuff to get better, but that's a freaking competitive group. They fought their ass off today, both sides of the football. It's going to help us down the road. We're going to keep playing really hard. We're going to keep playing tough, and we're going to make it hard on everyone we play. So what do the Seahawks need to do next from here? 4 things in particular I'm looking at. Run the football, okay? It's not just establishing the run. It's staying with the run game. Got to finish drives in the red zone, okay? Stay out of the friend zone. Get into the end zone. Show us those TDs. Cut back on the penalties. Way too many penalties. DK in particular. Stop with the personal fouls, my guy. Keep your emotions in check. Chris Collinsworth said it best several years ago on my Madden, I think, 18 game, that football's a game of emotion, but you have to learn how to play with said emotions to keep them in check. Okay? And that's what we need to see from DK there. You do these things, you learn from it, you'll be in great shape moving forward. If you still believe in the Seahawks, even after Overreaction Monday, and you should be, this is a good team, folks. Spam us in that comment section. Show some love. I mean, we could have people directly watching that are connected with the Seahawks. We did on yesterday's watch party. Thomas Rawls' mom was watching yesterday. Aesop Winston's mom was watching yesterday. Let them know that we still believe, that we're still all in. Spam us, and we'll see you next time here on the channel.